Hi, welcome to Module 5, Resource Mobilization in Humanitarian Work. Resource mobilization is a crucial aspect of humanitarian response. Effective mobilization of resources, financial, material, and human, is essential for ensuring that humanitarian organizations can carry out their activities effectively in disaster and crisis situations. This module explores various strategies for mobilizing resources in the humanitarian sector, including fundraising, partnerships with private sector actors, and leveraging international support. We will also discuss the challenges involved in resource mobilization and how organizations can overcome these barriers. Understanding resource mobilization. Resource mobilization in humanitarian work refers to the process of acquiring the necessary resources, financial, material, and human, that enable organizations to implement their activities effectively. In humanitarian crises, there is often an urgent need for these resources to address the immediate needs of affected populations. Financial resources. The most critical resource for humanitarian work is funding. Humanitarian organizations rely heavily on donations from governments, international donors, private foundations, corporations, and individuals. Mobilizing financial resources requires effective fundraising strategies and transparent management of funds to build trust with donors. Material resources. Material resources include physical items like food, medical supplies, shelter materials, and sanitation equipment. These resources are crucial for delivering humanitarian aid on the ground and need to be transported, stored, and distributed efficiently. Human resources. Human resources refer to the skilled personnel needed to carry out humanitarian work. This includes not only emergency responders, such as doctors, nurses, and engineers, but also administrative staff, logisticians, and communications experts. Ensuring the right people with the right skills are available is a critical component of resource mobilization. Fundraising strategies for humanitarian organizations. Humanitarian organizations use a variety of fundraising strategies to raise the funds necessary to carry out their work. These strategies can include online crowdfunding. Online crowdfunding platforms are increasingly being used by humanitarian organizations to raise funds quickly during crises. These platforms allow individuals to make donations directly, and they can be a powerful tool for mobilizing small-scale contributions from a global community. Partnerships with governments and international donors. Governments and international organizations, such as the United Nations, often provide large-scale funding for humanitarian responses. Humanitarian organizations must maintain strong relationships with these donors and demonstrate their ability to deliver aid effectively to secure continued support. Corporate social responsibility (CSR) initiatives. Many private sector companies engage in CSR initiatives and are willing to contribute to humanitarian causes. Humanitarian organizations can partner with companies to secure both financial support and in-kind donations, e.g., food, medical supplies, logistics support. Fundraising events. Organizing fundraising events such as galas, auctions, or charity runs can also be effective in mobilizing financial support. These events can raise awareness about humanitarian issues while generating donations. In-kind contributions. In-kind contributions are donations of goods and services rather than cash. These can include food, clothing, medical supplies, transportation, or even volunteer time. While in-kind donations can be incredibly valuable, they also come with challenges. For instance, shipping and distributing large quantities of goods can be logistically complex and costly. Advantages of in-kind contributions. They provide immediate relief in terms of essential supplies. They can reduce the financial burden on organizations. They allow for donations of specialized materials that might not otherwise be available. Challenges with in-kind contributions. Oversupply of certain goods may lead to wastage. Transportation and distribution of goods can incur additional cost. Receiving in-kind donations that are not in demand can create logistical bottlenecks. Human resource mobilization. Humanitarian organizations depend heavily on volunteers and skilled professionals to deliver their services. Human resource mobilization strategies focus on recruiting, training, and retaining these individuals. Volunteers. Volunteers often play a significant role in the humanitarian sector. They provide essential support, especially in the early stages of a crisis. Mobilizing volunteers requires effective communication, recruitment strategies, and ensuring that volunteers are trained and prepared to work in difficult environments. Recruiting skilled professionals. Humanitarian organizations need skilled professionals such as medical staff, engineers, and logisticians who can operate effectively in disaster zones. Recruitment efforts often target specialized professionals who are trained to work in high-stress, challenging conditions. Training and capacity building. Human resources need to be adequately trained to ensure effective response. Organizations invest in capacity building programs to ensure that staff and volunteers are prepared for the demands of humanitarian work. Leveraging international support. International support, both from government and multilateral organizations, is essential in large-scale humanitarian emergencies. Organizations must ensure that they are able to effectively advocate for international aid and resources, while also ensuring that international donors are held accountable for the use of funds. UN and international organizations. The UN and its specialized agencies, such as the World Food Programme, WFP, UNICEF, and the UNHCR, are major sources of humanitarian funding and support. Humanitarian organizations often collaborate with these agencies to access resources and deliver aid more effectively. Donor coordination. Effective donor coordination ensures that resources are mobilized efficiently and that there is no duplication of efforts. Coordination platforms, such as the Financial Tracking Service, FTS, of the UN, are used to track donor contributions and ensure that funds are directed toward the most pressing needs. So in summary, with what we've covered, you should be able to understand the importance of resource mobilization in humanitarian operations. Identify different types of resources required for humanitarian work or financial, material, human. Learn various fundraising strategies and techniques used by humanitarian organizations. Understand the role of in-kind contributions and the challenges associated with them. Gain knowledge about human resource mobilization, including recruitment, training, and retention strategies. Know how to leverage international support for humanitarian response efforts. So that will be it for this module. Take the quiz to proceed to the next module. See you on the next module.